Praise the Lord, Deacon Pruitt. I'm going over this PowerPoint with you today because you said you wanted to know how to add an animation to your PowerPoint presentation. So what we're going to do, we're going to go step by step on how to add animation. You told me you already know how to create the slides and everything, so I created 4 different slides to show you a couple methods of doing your animation for the slides. So the first thing we need to do is to go up here at the top and click on animations. Now when you click on animations, this is what appears. If you notice, this is all grayed out. And the reason why it's grayed out is because you do not have anything highlighted here to be animated. So let's say we wanted to have Bethlehem Temple fly in. So we will have to click here on a box that has Bethlehem Temple. And as you notice, all of this lights up. But there's one other thing we need to do before we get started. We need to click here on Animation Pane. Okay, Animation Pane, when you click on it, it gives you this pane here. And what will happen is when you add in your animations here, it will show on the side what you added in. So for instance, let's say we just want to use the animations that's shown up here. What you could do is you could slide your mouse across here and it will show you the different animations of these particular names, like float in, split, white, and then we have shape here. Now let's say that we get to wheel and you like wheel. So you will click on wheel, and then as you notice, it will appear here. So now we click down here on the address here. Let's say that you like the grow and turn. So we will click here. Now we have the animations for the title, Bethlehem Temple Church, and also the address. Now we can move on to slide 2. Click on slide 2. Now you can click on Sunday school class. Let's say that you do not like any of these that's featured here. You could click on add animation and these will show up. You will have all these different varieties, but you also have down here where it says more entrance effects. So we'll click here. Now I'm going to move this off to the side so you will actually be able to see what happens. Now you can scroll down here, and as you see here, it has exciting, moderate, subtle, and basic. I usually like to do the exciting features here. So let's say if we clicked on boomerang, okay, basic swivel, and we also have bounce and credits. It takes a little while for the credits to come up, but it's coming up here. Okay, now you could pick any of these, but let's say I want to go with pinwheel. I click on pinwheel and press OK, then it pops up over here to show you that this is animated now. Now we could click here. Now we go inside here. Now you can have all 3 of these have the same animation, or you could do them separately. Now what I'm going to do with the next slide, we're going to do them separately, but this slide here, we're going to have all of them have the same effect. And let's say that all of them we'll put wheel. So now if you notice here, there's a down arrow here. That shows that this includes this here, and this here. Now, if you notice, they have numbers by each slide. Each animation. So it'll be number 1, this will be the first thing to come out, then 2, 3, and 4. Now we click on our third slide here. We click here on class. Let's just go with random bars. And then we come down here. Now remember I said that we would figure out how to do this so that they would have different animations. So what you would have to do here first is highlight the first one here. You will highlight ages 18 to 50, and let's just say we want to do wipe. Okay, now that will wipe. Now if you notice, this is not highlighted. So now we need to highlight this here, and we could pick a different animation. Let's say, let's go with fade. Okay, now these have different animations. Now we go here. We go to slide 4. Now we can click here and we could click, let's say wheel. Okay, now it says everything is done in the name of, and let's say we want this picture to appear. You can animate the picture. All you have to do is click on the picture and pick which animation you would like. And let's say fade in. So this will fade in. Now, let's go through and watch this slideshow. We could go here to slideshow and click on from the beginning. Now with these slides here, what happens is this. I have it set up where you have to click the mouse for it to move forward. So I click and you see Bethlehem Temple Church. I click here and then you have the address. Click again, we go to the next slide. Then we click here and we have the title. Click again, we have this first bullet point. Click again the second bullet point, and click again the third bullet point. Click one more time, we go to the next slide. Now we have class 2. Click again, ages 18 to 50. And you notice that these animations were different. Now we click again, we go to the next slide. Now we click here and we have everything is done in the name of, and we click, and it'll be Jesus that appear. And then we'll click to end this. Now, let's say this happens here. Let's say that you want the title to come out as soon as the slide comes up. This is what you would do. You will go here, since the title is number 1, you will click on number 1, you'll click the down arrow, and you could click on start with previous. So that means when we go through the slideshow, as soon as this slide comes up, this name will come up, the name of the church will come up as well. And then we can go here, and we can do this again with the first. We can have this come up with the slide, start with previous. Click here, do the same with class 2, start with previous. And then with number 3, still do the title, click down, and start with previous. Now, when we start our slideshow, when the slide comes up, it'll have the name here. So let's try this again from the beginning. So we go here from the beginning. You notice as soon as it came up, the name came up. Then we will click again, and then the address. Next, you notice the name came up. Then we click again, and so on. And now we go to the next slide, the name came up again. Then we'll click to get the rest. Then the next slide, everything is done in the name of, and we click again, and we have Jesus. Okay, now, what I want to do is this here. If you notice when you see a lot of PowerPoint presentations, there's what is called transitions between the slides. So we want to go back here to animations. And let's see, where is it? Let us see here. Okay, I made a little error here. We don't click on animations to do the slide transitions. We go to transitions. Okay, now these transitions at the top is for your slide transitions here. So for instance, if you want to transition from slide 1 to slide 2, you could do this. You could go to cut, and then that would transition from slide 1 to slide 2. And then you'll click on slide 2. And let's say that you want this transition to be random bars. You'll click there. Then we'll click on slide 3. We could do, let's say, cover. And then we'll click on slide 4, and we could do checkerboard. Now let's take a look at this slideshow again. Okay, we click here, we click on slideshow, and we click from the beginning. Now, Bethlehem Temple Church, we have the address, and now we go to the slides here. Okay, now I'm going to pass through this real fast because I made one little error. When I clicked here on this first slide and then I went to transitions, when I put cut, that meant that when you first start the slideshow, then it will cut to this slide here. So what I would like to do, just to show that this was that this had a transition, I like to go with push, and then now we'll actually show it had a transition. So let's try that again. We go to slideshow, click from the beginning, and you notice it came up, and also the title. And then this is the address, and now we go to the next slide. These are the random bars. We add a title, and we click to get all of the names here. And then now we click to go to the next slide. You see how I transition between the slides. And then we have, again, the ages, the teacher's name. Then we will click again, and here's our next transition. Everything is done in the name of, and then Jesus. And we're done. Now, if you have any other questions, you can contact me, and I will make another video to show you anything else you want to know about slide transitions.